Ivan Leon here, reporting from the CMC Hispanic Marketing Conference. We are joined by Ricardo. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Great. Well, you had a great presentation about the influence of cultural and what brands do, and Verizon, right?
Yes.
Big name, and we know that Hispanics love technology and communication.
Yeah.
So how does that play out in your business?
I think this is the thing. The challenge is that everybody loves technology and communication, right? And I think our job is to sort of like, how do we better connect those technologies, products, services with the specific audiences that are generating the growth that we need from them, right? So obviously the Hispanic community is one of our largest growth segments, and we want to make sure that we're targeting them with specific strategies. So far, we have sort of like developed an extensive Hispanic strategy that relies a lot on biculturalism and navigating between the English and the Spanish world. So that's where we're putting our efforts now, and so far it's working really well. It's resonating really well with the audiences, and we're very happy with the results so far.
So you talked about your approach and how do you prepare, plan, and even execute a campaign. Can you share with us how that plays out?
Yeah, so we obviously have a go-to-market team that builds specifically all the value propositions or strategy for new products and services, or even existing products, right? That comes into like kind of like an integrated marketing team, and then we sort of like wrestle and look at all the data and kind of like come up with what we call like a brief. That brief that outlines the specific deliverables of the information of the product plus the deliverables in terms of the communication messages is what is shared with all of our agencies, every single one of them at the same time. As I mentioned inside, for us, collaboration and partnership is key. So we want to make sure that we are not working with agencies in a silo, that we're bringing everybody to the table and that we're all discussing our goals and challenges like together. A great idea can come from anyone, regardless if your expertise is Hispanic market or if your expertise is digital or social or experiential or things like that, right? So once sort of like that ideas come back to us, we as the marketing team sort of like put them together to sort of like come up with like a campaign experience, a user flow, what are all the touch points, and sort of like that obviously is reviewed with the multiple partners, the specific leadership teams at Verizon, and that's how a campaign eventually gets launched.
Well, great, but do you then see maybe a specific emphasis for this English campaign and maybe a little bit change?
Like I think like I mentioned inside, we don't think of campaigns in terms of language, we think of campaigns in terms of insights and culture. Right. So our current Hispanic campaign, it goes back and forth in English and Spanish. It's a bilingual campaign because what we discovered is that our customers and our prospects, while they are Hispanic to the core and they obviously understand and speak Spanish, they navigate between these two worlds. They talk to their families in Spanish, but they go out and talk to friends in English. They go to school in English, but they watch, football and soccer in Spanish. So, because of this back and forth, we want to make sure that we were representing them in our communications, just the way they interact in every day, and that's sort of like the key to our success, is to represent our segments for who they are.
Excellent. So what do you think of the conference?
So far it's great. For me it's a little bit of a deja vu because I started my career in the Hispanic market agencies at the Viral Partnership almost 10 years ago, and it's so refreshing to see a lot of familiar faces, and not only to see them, but also to see sort of like how their careers have evolved and everything that they're bringing to the table. The Hispanic segment still a very relevant. There's a lot of opportunity, there's a lot to uncover there, so I'm excited that we have so many people, so many agencies, so many vendors, so many clients, so many partners are still very focused to make, to get the best out of the segment, so that is refreshing.
Well, thank you so much for this brief time together.
Yes.
It's for sure very rich. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.